Do you want to use positive reinforcement to exercise your overweight horse, help him lose weight and get him in shape? Maybe you've tried it, but you think this doesn't work because you don't get the result you were expecting. As a clicker coach, I've seen many people struggle when they use clicker training to exercise their horses. From the outside, it's easy to see why they're struggling. In this series, I will give you solutions to the most common pitfalls people fall into. Number one is that the most horse guardians are unconscious of their traditional way of thinking based on coercion to get their horse in shape when it comes to movement training. They focus on the right things, their horse's health, in the wrong way. Sometimes it's because the vet or other professionals have told them that exercising is a must and the horse has to lose weight. Well, they're not wrong, it's the way they said it. Maybe the vet told you to lunge your horse or use the word exercising, diet and has to. These words are often so intertwined with coercion. Then we bring that approach to a horse and we're failing before we even started. We compare what we want to do with traditional training. In traditional training, it's normal to lunge your horse intensively for 15 to 20 minutes. We forget that this is easy to accomplish when people use aversive and coercion to make their horses trot and canter. When we still think about exercising our horses in this traditional way, it prevents us from accomplishing movement with positive reinforcement. In positive reinforcement training, we start with what our horse is able and willing to give us. Choice is an important part in training because it's high value and it builds trust and relationship with your horse. We have to set our horses up to offer the behavior first so that we can reinforce and strengthen that movement. Only then can we start building on duration and speed. In clicker training, you start where the horse is at, while in traditional training you can aim straight for the highest outcome. This is why so many owners of overweight and hard to motivate horses struggle. If this is holding you back, book a free assessment with me. I help you approach movement training from a positive reinforcement way of thinking. This way your horse starts to associate movement immediately with something valuable. With clicker training, exercises become pleasurable for your horse. Here's the most important part. How are you approaching movement training to get your overweight horse in shape? What's your approach? Answer honestly. Does your horse has to move? Or do you ask yourself, how can I help my horse move? How can I make it pleasurable for my horse? Two totally different approaches which will determine your success right from the start. It turns out to be very helpful to really let the answers of these questions sink in. Do you feel you have to move your horse? Or are you looking for ways to help your horse offer movement? Next time I will share a clicker training exercise to help you get your horse in shape so you don't have to jeopardize your relationship with your horse using coercion. As always, happy horse training.